basically turn it upside down, and I'm trying to do it with one hand here, so it's there you go, so it's in, and that's all there is to it. While I'm here, I will actually show you the underside. Now I've emptied it out. This is the interesting part. Now, I don't know that much about the other types of cleaners on the market. I have done a few bits of research, but some of the Roombird ones tend to only have one brush on one side. This has got a brush on both sides. This is pretty much the standard sort of stuff. It catches not too much hair. My wife has got very long hair, and yes, it does get tangled in these little brushes here, but you can easily just literally pull it out. Strange enough, it doesn't actually tend to get tangled in here. Now, I know on other models they tend to get wound round, the hairs get wound around the inside here. As it happens, as I said, I've been through most of the house with this, and it's never got wrapped around here. So although there is a screw here, you just simply undo the screw and lift off the brush. I've done that. There isn't any haircut in there, so I think it's quite a clever design that it's embedded in there, so that the head is designed to catch on here and not actually get wrapped around the brush head. So a good bit of design there. This is just a normal free wheel. Doesn't actually provide any drive at all. It's just a trailing wheel there. These are the two sensors. Actually, not the sensors. They're the pickups for the main charging station. So it'll run onto these and then basically start charging it up. Back here we've got the two brushes. The main brush here is the brush which will pick up the big stuff. So it goes along here, it'll pick up the large stuff first. It then goes across to here. This is a very fine brush. This is what the brush that picks up the fine dust, and that dust then goes into this part of the filter over here. So this part goes into the main box, the other part goes into the smaller box. There's about, I think it's meant to be 0.8 of a litre of capacity there, which is actually the largest on the market that I've seen. And then of course you've got the finer filter here for the small amount of dust. And it does work. I certainly was cynical when I first looked at it, because I just didn't think that these brushes would be man enough to do the job. What actually happens is, that you can see, but basically these main rollers here are spring loaded, and as soon as it's on the floor, it'll keep going down with the weight of the actual unit until it meets this rubber here. These two rubbers here will actually make contact with the carpet, and that's what slows the whole thing down. So you can hear it chugging along and sometimes sounding like it's under strain, but what that means is that the rubbers are actually making contact with the carpet, and it's dragging along like this. So as it drags along, obviously these brushes then scoop up the various bits and pieces as it goes, and it seems to be pretty effective. I don't think anybody's into any illusions that this is going to be much better than a standard vacuum cleaner. However, I bought a brand new vacuum cleaner with which is a bagless Dyson type cleaner only the other week, and I've gone through the entire house and several times in fact, and yet running this straight after, it still picked up stuff. So I would say neither is completely able to pick up all debris off the floor. But the good thing is that you can run this obviously every single day if you want to, and in which case I think, yeah, you'd get most of the stuff off the floor and probably wouldn't have to bother with your main cleaner, apart from with the stairs, and very hard to reach places that are obviously above ground level. Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'd certainly recommend it to somebody else. There's one little thing I didn't mention here, which is the ultraviolet light. There's only a few models on the market that have a UV light. I've done a little bit of research on that. Yes, UV does kill bacteria. However, it's not clear on how much exposure is needed of the UV light to actually be effective. And they do use it in operations and so on, so and those don't go on for too long, so maybe it might have some effect. as it happens, it doesn't seem to have much effect on the battery life, so yeah, use it. It's not going to do any harm, and it may actually kill some bacteria, so an extra little feature there which I think is very good. These wheels, and they're sort of rubberized, that they're quite hard rubber, so I think they'd be quite hard wearing. I don't think there's going to be a situation where you're going to have to replace those at any point. I will say that I've got a lino surface in my kitchen, and it does scoot along that okay. However, it has some issues crossing the threshold, so going from the lino straight onto the carpet, there's a little bit of a step there, and it struggles to get up there. Sometimes it does, but most of the time it doesn't. So I'm going to have to work out a way of putting a mat or something there so it can aid it getting up there if I wanted to do both rooms at the same time. So anyway, that's that part of the review. The next part of the review will be on its function for the virtual wall, and obviously returning back to the base station for charging.